A used premium car can look like a bargain until Tire Year walks in wearing a tuxedo and holding a $6,000 annual bill. By the end, you'll have a five-check test before buying a used BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Volkswagen, or any other depreciated premium car. This is not badge gossip. It comes from 2 years of receipts on two premium BMWs, then cross-checking the same cost pattern across European cars, tires, brakes, diagnostics, warranty status, and the very important question of who is allowed near the car with tools. The wrong question is, can I afford the purchase price? That is only the front door. The cleaner question is, can my household absorb the ownership pattern after the new car butterflies have gone back to work? A premium car often feels cheapest when it becomes most dangerous to your budget. The first owner absorbed depreciation, lovely of them, but it still wants premium tires, parts, and diagnosis from someone who understands the platform. Here is the plain English version. Premium maintenance has three buckets. Scheduled servicing is the polite bucket. Consumables are the sneaky bucket. Repair risk is the bucket standing quietly in the corner, pretending it has no plans for your Saturday. Once you separate the buckets, the decision gets calmer. You stop debating whether the badge is magic or trouble and start asking the useful question. Does this exact car with this exact wheel size, history, and warranty status fit your cash flow? A service package can be useful. It can lock in dealer history and make routine services feel predictable. But do not mistake the brochure for a force field. Some of the biggest wear items can stand outside that neat little package waving politely. Many buyers relax too early when they see a stamped book or prepaid service plan. It may cover oil, filters, and scheduled checks. It may not cover half-worn tires, brake discs, an auxiliary battery, or the first warning light after warranty. Tires are the first ambush. On large-wheel BMWs, Audis, Mercedes, and performance Volkswagen models, tire size can change the budget. The wheel is a subscription. A premium tire set can be $2,700 to $3,400 fitted. Some years, tires beat servicing. The good news is tires are visible. They are the budget risk-wearing shoes. Ask for the exact size. Price that size at a real tire shop. Check tread depth and age, not just whether the rubber looks shiny in the listing photo. The tire bill is not just badge tax. Bigger wheels, wider rubber, heavier SUVs, all-wheel drive, and performance compounds all change the maths. If the car sits on 20 or 21-inch wheels, price the shoes before falling in love with the suit. Annual averages can lie emotionally. A car might behave beautifully for 12 months, then tire year jumps out from behind the calendar. The real test is whether your household can handle the lumpy years. Brakes are the next checkpoint. Premium cars often use larger discs, sensors, and brand-specific parts. Dealer pricing can be spicy, but a good independent specialist using quality OEM equivalent parts can change the equation without turning the repair into a shortcut. Compare the right versions of the job. Cheap pads with poor feel, no sensor support, or noisy operation are not the same as quality aftermarket parts from a reputable brand. The goal is proper work, not an invoice that wins by pretending consequences are optional. Even the 12-volt battery can be less simple than expected. On many modern premium cars, a replacement may need registration or coding because apparently the battery wants a formal introduction. Drivetrain matters too. A diesel SUV may add AdBlue, diesel particulate filter risk, injectors, and turbo concerns, especially if it has lived on short trips. A plug-in hybrid may save rear brakes, but it brings high-voltage complexity to the barbecue. That is why the same badge can produce different ownership stories. A highway-driven diesel with evidence of long trips is not the same as one that only did tiny errands. Records and usage matter. This is the middle trap. Depreciation makes the car cheaper to buy right when maintenance risk starts putting on its work boots. That is not a reason to avoid every premium car. It is a reason to stop treating purchase price as the whole decision. You are not just buying a cheaper version of an expensive car. You are buying the remaining life of its tires, brakes, battery, fluids, software, sensors, suspension, and warranty. Some is visible, some needs inspection. Newer cars can be easier to plan. Warranty is active, dealer history is clean, and service packages can smooth routine costs. But tires, insurance, excesses, and depreciation still sit beside the service plan. A 3 to 5-year-old premium car can be the sweet spot if the history is excellent. But this is where the boring details become the hero. Service plan remaining, tire age, brake life, battery health, diagnostic scan, and the next major service. Once the car is older and out of warranty, the conversation changes. Scheduled servicing may still be manageable, but one larger mechanical or electronic fault can dominate the year. That is where a cheap-looking prestige car can become a cash flow trap with leather seats. Extended warranty can make sense for some used premium cars, especially where one covered failure would dwarf the premium. But read the details like they owe you money: wear and tear, claim limits, electronics, pre-existing faults, approved repairers, and whether the policy fits the car. Dealer servicing can support resale and factory records. Independent specialists can reduce cost while doing proper work. The mistake is not dealer versus specialist. It is asking a bargain workshop to solve brand-specific diagnostics with hope. Run 5 checks: price tires, check brakes, confirm the service plan, review inspection or warranty, and set a sinking fund. A sinking fund turns ownership from suspense thriller into scheduled drama. If the car may average $3,000, start now. If closer to $6,000, be honest first. Divide the annual number by 12. $3,000 is $250 a month. $6,000 is $500 a month. The number stops the bill arriving with jazz hands. This is wider than BMW. Audi, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Volvo, Porsche, and Lexus all have their own versions of this story. The parts differ, but the principle travels. Premium engineering often brings premium consumables, premium diagnosis, and premium consequences. The good version is not never buy the nice car. That is just fear in a sensible cardigan. The good version is buying the right one with eyes open, clean history, sensible wheels, healthy tires and brakes, and a maintenance account ready for a bad month. Before you sign, ask one final question. Would this car still feel like a good decision if the first year needed tires, brakes, and one unexpected diagnostic visit? If the answer is no, the car is not affordable yet. It is just doing excellent lighting.